had some trouble getting onto the platform, have we?
A little bit. We couldn't find the area where we have to go through. There's just so many different train services here, and it's hard to know which one's which. They do have their own labels and everything, but sometimes it's just a little confusing. So I think we were trying to get on an express train, but now we found the overground that we need to go on. All right, we made it. This could not be more perfect. We're between platforms 9 and 10. So just a little background, we're in Watford, which is a suburb of London to the northwest side. This is Leavesden Studios. There's actually a lot of filming done here, but they converted it into a museum just based on all of the Harry Potter artifacts over the years. So this is the exact location where they filmed most of the Harry Potter franchise. Everything except for the stuff that was shot on location, it was all filmed right here. This is coming on the heels of, what, 3 months since we were at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter down in Orlando. So this has been an awesome couple of months for us as huge Harry Potter fans, going to the theme park and now getting to see the studio. This is truly, as a Harry Potter fan, I have to say, the best experience in the entire world. I do recommend it to everyone who loves the movies. You literally get to see everything they ever used, all of the artifacts, the costumes, everything like that. I can't wait to see the look on Sydney's face when we walk in there. So the first movie set we see is the Great Hall, which was in every single movie except for the 7th movie. It's the longest standing set on this entire studio, and it's so cool how they do it. They show a kind of presentation before, the screen lifts up, and you're looking at the doors to the Great Hall. It was an amazing introduction to this tour. So there were 4 directors in the Harry Potter series. Chris Columbus, right behind me, did the first 2 movies. Alfonso Cuarón came on for The Prisoner of Azkaban. Mike Newell came on for Goblet of Fire. And then the rest of the series was directed by David Yates. Really just incredible how all of these directors had their own style, and you can tell just stylistically as the movies mature, they had the perfect director for each one. My personal favorite, Alfonso Cuarón, The Prisoner of Azkaban, really artistic movie when you look at it as far as, you know, the framing of the shots and overall just cinematography wise. Alfonso Cuarón, so good. What really brings the magic of Harry Potter to life in these movies is the costume design and the set design. So what's cool about this tour is you get to walk right into a lot of these sets. We're in Dumbledore's office right now, and again, this is exactly where they filmed this, right here on the studio. They recreated it with the set, and all these sets around this area, you can just kind of walk right in and feel like you're in the movie. And on top of that, the lighting is made so that it feels very cinematic. These pictures and these videos are going to look so good. So we just entered through the gates to Hogwarts, or the set for the gates to Hogwarts, and it goes right into all the props for the Forbidden Forest. So we're about to go for a walk through the Forbidden Forest. Let's go. Just the amount of attention to detail for all of these sets is just so mind-blowing. It's, you know, hundreds of people working on these sets and just making sure that when those cameras were on, it really looked like you were in the Forbidden Forest. So that's what is really, you know, hitting home so far, is that there was so much work that went into these movies, and it just has a whole new layer of appreciation after you're here.
This is the best ice cream I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that.
Ever.
Because I don't really like ice cream, but it's so creamy.
Ever, you're saying.
Ever. You can't get this anywhere else. Right here.
Gotta come back. Also enjoying a glass of butterbeer. This is one of 4 locations where you can get this stuff. It's in Orlando, it's in LA at the other Wizarding World, it's in Tokyo, Japan, and then it's here. So this is very exclusive stuff right here. The studio tour ends with an amazingly well-hidden surprise for all fans. You walk right around the scale model of Hogwarts Castle. So anytime in the movies that you're seeing, whether it's an aerial view or a panning shot of the castle itself, all of those establishment shots that we get, so we know kind of the layout of everything. We know where they're going down to Hagrid's hut, where the owlry is, where the Quidditch pitch is, where the lake is located, all of the different bridges that kind of lead around to the different parts of the castle. All of that is filmed with this scale model. So they actually use cameras, and of course with a little CGI added. That is how they created Hogwarts in all of those shots that we got. So what's great about this in the tour is that it's cinematically lit just like the rest of the sets. So they're constantly changing between daytime and nighttime lights. So you can see what Hogwarts looks like in the daytime versus the nighttime. And even more special, we were there for a feature called Hogwarts in the Snow, to see the castle like it's supposed to be in wintertime. That's my favorite time to see that in the movies. Snow is on top of all of the towers. There's snow all the way along the mountainside, on top of all of the trees. It's just so cool to see it. It is literally one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Sydney and I have officially completed our tour. Our tour started at 2:30 p.m. and we just walked outside, and let's see here. Yep, it's 6:07. So we were there almost 4 hours. The time flew by. It didn't really feel like 4 hours. But that is one of the greatest experiences. We talked about it the whole way through, but it's just the attention to detail. When they construct those big sets, they have such precise measurements for the wood and all the raw materials that they're bringing in. A lot of work went into making those movies happen and just bringing the magic to real life on the screen. And we had so much fun. I just, again, could not, we had masks on the whole time, but I did love seeing the look on Sydney's face when we walked into the Great Hall for the first time. Every single part of that tour had just a unique aspect to it. There were a lot of sets where you could literally feel like you were just immersed into the movie. And once again, my favorite part of this entire tour, I could literally stare at it all day. The Hogwarts scale model, when you go all the way around and see every single angle of that castle, it's just special. And the last thing we see as we kind of exit into the gift shop is a quote from J.K. Rowling, basically saying, whether it's by page or by screen, Hogwarts will always be there to welcome you home. And that resonates with me. For people that are Harry Potter fans growing up, that read the books and then watch the movies, it's just a huge part of your life. And every time that you're able to return to Hogwarts in whatever form or fashion it is, it feels like home. And it's so comforting to, no matter what's going on, the craziness in the outside world, to return to a place that's just truly magical.
I guess I don't know what I was expecting coming into this. Max told me not to look on Instagram, not to look on YouTube about anything about the studio tour, and I guess I'm just speechless. It was amazing to live in the wizarding world for an afternoon. It's crazy because we watch these movies religiously over and over again, and to see, like you said, all the artifacts and all the sets in real life has been just magical.
Besides the castle, I would say my other favorite part of the tour was the very first section where you're just kind of going from set to set. You get to see the Great Hall first, and then you go to the Gryffindor Common Room, the Slytherin Common Room, the Potions classroom, the Defense Against the Dark Arts, just like all the different Dumbledore's office, just all the different sets that you're so familiar with when you're watching those movies. You literally get to immerse yourself in them. All of the props, that's another crazy thing. There's literally hundreds of thousands of props that they used throughout the entire process of filming these movies. And they have a lot of them still just kind of lying around. So we saw the Goblet of Fire, we saw the Sorcerer's Stone, we saw the Triwizard Cup, we saw Slytherin's Locket, we could just go on and on talking about all the different props we saw. It's so cool, the attention to detail that they have on those. Another specific thing I really liked was in Dumbledore's office, you can go over to the corner where all of the memories he has, the collection of memories from the Half-Blood Prince movie, where he's just showing Harry the history of Voldemort's past. You can see this intricately designed kind of case that they're in, and they're all kind of rotating. Just really, really cool.